Hey everybody, today I have the pleasure of interviewing Miss Cameroon 2020, Audrey Monkam. So we're just waiting for her to enter the chat room. Okay, she's right here. You made it. Hi, can you hear me?
Hi.
Woohoo! Hi.
Hello. Oh, 1 second.
Are you using your iPhone?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Yeah, the video is the video is very clear, so I'm glad. So what time is it in Cameroon? Are you in Yaoundé?
No, I'm in Tico. I'm in the southwest region.
Okay, all right. How far is that from Yaoundé?
It's like 7 hours drive or
Ooh.
30 minutes flight and then maybe an 30 minutes drive.
Oh, okay, okay. Because well, Cameroon is a big country, so I would think it takes some time to drive, spend some time to to go from one city to another. So, well, I'm glad you finally made it. So I'm so excited. Are you excited about returning to Puerto Rico in March?
I am. I would have loved to meet with the other girls too, but then since we are going, the 40 of us is still okay.
Yeah, but I heard only the top 40 contestants will return to Puerto Rico. Yeah.
Yes.
So I think, yeah, so which is very strange because there were some contestants who were very popular, but unfortunately, they were not chosen to return. But I'm so glad that you, Cameroon, made it, as well as other countries like India is returning, Venezuela is returning, Philippines is returning. So all the favorite pageant countries are also returning. So that's good.
Yes.
Wow. How did you react? What was your initial feeling when you found out that you made the top 40?
Well, knowing that I got into the top 40 through the head-to-head challenge, I had to cry because it's like the first time ever in history that Cameroon is placing amongst, the top 40 or top 30 for Miss World. I mean, from when we started participating. So, and the truth is, I never expected to be the winner of my group. So I was kind of shocked and surprised at the same time. I was overwhelmed, and I was taken aback, but I was so excited to see that we have come this far at the Miss World level. And I am so happy that we have this opportunity, to go further in the competition.
Yeah, actually, I wasn't surprised because having seen your performance in the past in other pageants, I thought that you were an excellent speaker. You're very eloquent, so I was not surprised that you made that you wanted head-to-head challenge, and also I was talking to some of my friends who also fell in love with you because you're so amazing and you're naturally beautiful, inside and out. So they were also very, very happy that Cameroon, finally made the top 40. So that's great. Now, of course, the finals were supposed to be held last December 16th, but because of COVID and several contestants were affected, including yourself, you were in quarantine for 10 days, correct?
Yes.
What was the most challenging, the most difficult part of being isolated?
Well, getting used to meeting the girls and talking with them, practicing with them, and creating a friendship and environment of love, a specific routine for the time that I'd been there is something that I really missed, because then I would have loved to continue. Like my best time during our camping was the training sessions, not just girls, but the coaches as well. They made it like exciting, you know. It was not just all training and being all serious. It also included joking with us and making us feel more relaxed, and that irrespective of the fact that it's a competition, we should just have fun and enjoy. So I really miss that part, getting to talk with the girls, dance and everything, you know, following up choreographies, getting tired and laughing together.
Well, of course, there were like how many girls were staying in a hotel in quarantine? We were like 10 girls or more than 10
I think
girls?
15. I
15?
think like yes.
15, yeah, 15. Okay. Because I know who was your roommate?
My roommate was Miss Rwanda, a
Oh,
very energetic girl.
yeah, she is. She is.
Yes.
She's quite cute. And I know you also were good friends with the Bahamas as well, with
Yes.
Sienna. And of course, Miss
Yeah.
India with Manasi.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I'm glad that you guys are going to reunite again in Puerto Rico, you know, in March. So hopefully everything will be fine, and then everything, you know, will be okay. So that's good to know. Now, I know Angele Kossinda went to Puerto Rico to support you,
Yes.
to cheer
Yes.
for you.
There.
Yeah. Was that her first time in Puerto Rico too?
Yes, yes. It was her first time in Puerto Rico, and I was excited to see her. You know, it's like you saw a family there supporting you, not just fans online, but someone actually that you know and from your country, and they actually took their time to come there and support you. So it was like an amazing experience. Get to see her face in Puerto Rico.
Mhm. Now, what did you like the most about Puerto Rico?
Oh, the food.
Food?
The food, yeah. Okay, I'm not a food, but I really, really enjoy the food there,
Yeah.
especially the pie. I'll always have it in my mind, because then the way it was served in pineapple, you know,
Ooh,
it's raw, that has been cooked but served in pineapple, and it just tasted like different. So it made me think like, okay, we have rice in my country, we get to prepare it maybe in different styles, but they get to prepare it too in a different way, making us similar yet unique in the ways that we do our own stuff. It just felt like home, but you know, a
yeah,
different taste of what's it, the food in it's just amazing.
yeah. Um, did you try mofongo?
Yes, I
It's
try the tofu, and they are all good dishes.
Yeah. To those of you who do not know what mofongo is, it's a very popular Puerto Rican dish. It has fried plantains. Um, and plantains, by the way, it's like banana, it's related to banana, is the main ingredients, but it also is flavored with salt, garlic, broth, and olive oil. It's very, 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 very good. I love plantains myself, so I can eat plantains all day. Yeah, so that's good. And of course, the weather. Hello, the weather reminds you
Yes,
of Cameroon, right?
it does, because right now it's here, just like in Puerto Rico, it's actually quite hot, and we have just two seasons: the rainy season and the dry season. So right now we have the dry season, which is almost over, and by March we'll have the rainy season, but it's like really hot here. So it reminds me, Puerto Rico reminds me of my country.
That's so nice. I wish I were in Cameroon or Puerto Rico right now, because where
Oh,
I live in Massachusetts, and it's about 3
mhm.
degrees outside. It's very, very cold, and we are expecting a snowstorm this weekend.
Sorry.
So I could really use some heat right now. So that's good. Um, Now I've never been to Cameroon, okay, and I'm
Mhm.
sure some people also have never been to Cameroon.
Yes.
Okay, to someone like me,
Mhm.
or to anyone who has not been to Cameroon, convince me to visit your country. What would you tell me to visit, you know, to convince me to visit your country?
Well, I already started with the gastronomy, just like Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
I mean, foodie person, you should come to Cameroon because we have a variety of dishes here. We have the arrow, we have achu, we have huckleberry. I mean, like local dishes that you will experience and you would always love to come back. And our landscape is so beautiful. I mean, they call my country African in miniature because we have a little bit of every country here. So just like some countries that have, for example, their beaches with white sand, we have beaches with white sand here, but we have beaches with black sand as well.
Really?
So, I mean, yes. So you can discover a little bit of your country, maybe through gastronomy, through landscape, through our culture. Yeah, we have the mountains that people go there for touristic visits. Even in the different villages, we have like over 250 ethnic groups, you know. So my country is like really diverse, different cultures, and you can come and discover it with your own eyes. It will be like an amazing adventure for you.
Well, how many languages are spoken in Cameroon?
You mean national language?
Yeah, English and French, I know, are two official languages, correct? Okay. And of course, there are other, aside from that, yeah.
150 languages. We have like a lot of a lot of local languages.
So how many local languages do you speak?
Okay, so I speak, aside from English and French, I speak my dialects from my tribe, and I speak a local language called Pidgin. I think there's some other countries like Nigeria and Jamaica get to speak Pidgin, but in a different way. But it's like a local look to communicate with people who do not have some degree of literacy.
So it's like, yeah, it's like Creole. It's like a combination of native and other languages and stuff.
Exactly. Yes. Yes.
Okay. So that's good. Now, I know every country in the world has some environmental or ecological problem issues.
Yeah.
What about in Cameroon? What is Cameroon's main environmental problem?
Okay, I think that we suffer, aside from energy problem and water prices, I still think that global warming is an emerging problem that affects all of us. I mean, like right here, it's getting quite hot. Every dry season, it becomes hotter and hotter and hotter. And I think because people keep falling trees a lot, it gets to affect well, but then it's really difficult here, you know. Like right now, I'm sweating, but to think that we have just one more month to the rainy season, it's normally not supposed to be this hot, but it's like quite hot. Like you barely can wear any clothes, put on any clothes.
Right.
So I going through this crisis, and it's something that is going to be affecting not just Cameroon, but the whole world for like a very long time. Except we have to regulate our activities and try to protect the environment through what we do, like planting trees and etc.
Now, do you have air conditioning in your house?
No air conditioning, but we have fans.
Oh, you have fans. Okay.
And where I live, actually, there are a lot of trees. So I think that is saving us than those who do not have trees around. We have a lot of trees around where I live, because I'm actually with my friends right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you live in a very rural agricultural setting.
Yes.
With just a lot of fresh air. That's good.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. That's good.
But it's
okay. Now, do you have any role models? Like, do you have any like person that you look up to the most?
I do. I actually have two people. Okay. I think that every person always responds to this question with my first answer, which is my mother. My mother is my role model. I mean, because she strives very hard and she works very hard, looking at the way she has evolved over the years, trying to take care of us and everything. She's my perfect role model. You know, like she never gives up. And even in difficulties, you cannot feel that she's actually going through pain, because she wants to stay strong for those around her. So I really admire her a lot, and her courage, and how she gets to be very strong for everyone. And of course, I have been in the modeling field for like 5 years, and I would say that modeling too is my passion. And I've always admired Naomi Campbell. I think she's like one of those women that have made a strong impact in the Black community through fashion. And I just enjoy the way she goes about her things and how she has been able to make people say her name all the time, saying that she's this fierce, strong model who can even still walk the runway at her age right now, you know.
Mhm.
I really admire her when it comes to fashion because I've always loved fashion modeling.
Have you actually met her in person?
No, and if I
Naomi?
did, I'm just going to stop breathing for a while because I'm like, oh, I'll
That's
be like, yes.
well, I think fashion is one of those very subjective topics because what is considered fashionable for me or for you would not be fashionable to other people. But I think as far as, let's say, diversity or or
Yeah.
or inclusion goes,
Mhm.
did you see the latest cover of Vogue magazine where they featured all Black models on the cover? I don't know if
No.
you saw that. I'm gonna send you the photo. But
Okay.
I had mixed feelings about it because the way they photographed the models was the lighting was very, very poor, and they photoshopped it in a way that they made their skin even really blacker and darker. And also they were wearing like wigs. Like some
Mhm.
some are wavy, some are straight. They're not
Yeah.
they're not Afrocentric hairstyles at all. So I thought, I don't know. I have mixed feelings about this picture, but I want your opinion. When I send you that picture, I want to ask uh,
Okay.
for your opinion about that. Now, we all have dream jobs.
Mhm.
You describe your dream job.
Hmm.
Well,
I don't know
I know
if
you want to be a model, but you can't be a model forever. You know what I mean?
okay. 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 So I think that I always look at the fact that I can make another way still through the fashion industry. And in as much as my dream job is to be a Victoria's Secret model, I'm looking forward to creating a fashion and cosmetic brand that it's all women inclusive. I think that there are a lot of brands that get to omit some shades of women. It might be very difficult because we are all diverse in the world, and just in the Black community, we have different shades of Black, just like in the white community, we have different shades of white. But I'm looking forward to doing something that is all inclusive. So no one will be like, oh, I don't like this brand, or I don't want to use this brand because I do not have my shade there. But that I would like to use this brand because I can always find whatever shade I want if I need to use the foundation or if I need to use the powder or whatever. Yeah.
Mhm. Okay. So
And
in other words, your goal is to become a successful entrepreneur. You want to have your own cosmetic company, your own cosmetic brand that caters to all women, regardless of their shade or color.
yes.
Good, because there are white people who have olive skin and who have
Mhm.
dark skin, but they're white. So you want to
Yeah.
cater to them as well.
Mhm.
That's good.
Yes.
That's good. All right, good for you. Now, um, what has been your biggest failure so far, and how did you overcome it?
Oof. Okay. My biggest failure has been not being able, to forge ahead very quickly or wake up very quickly when I fall. Because I think that I'm going to talk from my experience in the entertainment industry, because I think that I've spent a lot of time in this part of the world than when I graduated from school. And starting into modeling and seeing that there were some ideologies about the Black woman, and maybe you had to have afro hair for that time to go for a casting, or you had to be very skinny or very dark. And then, the evolution in the kind of ways that they select the girls for castings, it made me, feel disappointed a lot of time because I'm not very dark. I'm not very skinny. And sometimes I used to go for castings and I'm not taken. And I was like, why not try pageantry? Because pageantry is not just about your look, but what you have to offer to those around you. Means you use your look to give meaning to those around you. And I was like, okay, but when I started in the pageantry industry, the first thing that made me feel so ashamed was speech making. I was not prepared. And the first competition I did was Miss Tourism, I think in 2014 or 2013. And then they were like, you have to make your speech to tell us why you have to be selected as, Miss Tourism Southwest. And, I started in front of a lot of people. I went back home. I was still in the university, actually. I went back home. I cried my eyes out. And I was like, I vowed I was never going to do any pageant competition again. I was like, no, I can't do this because I disgraced myself in front of a lot of people and I could not talk. But then after a while, I asked myself that if this is something that I've been into and people and friends, families keep telling me that you have been doing this thing effortlessly, it means that I think we have to learn from our mistakes and work better, because the most successful people get to, fail a lot of times, but then they continue working, people see them as perfect, or people see them as the definition of perfect in the society. So I was like, okay, why not? I think that failing or not giving what the crowd wanted doesn't mean that I'm a failure, but it means that I have a lot of work to do. And the most important thing is to work harder so I can inspire all those around me who still have the same dream to keep on moving, even when they stumble. Yeah.
That is an outstanding answer. And I agree, because, if you hadn't continued, if you hadn't tried and tried and tried again, then let's say maybe 10 years from now, when you look back into your life, you would probably feel very regretful. And you would say to yourself, oh my God, I regret that I didn't try again, for the Miss Cameroon contest. I regret not doing this and that. I think that's one of the worst things that any person could have, is to be regretful about things that they could have done. So bravo, to you for forging ahead and for not giving up. So so anybody out there who feel that they are defeated, don't feel defeated. Feel hopeful. And Audrey is showing you a good example. She failed once, but she kept on going until she finally succeeded. So that's good. Okay. Well, you inspire a lot of young people out there. So that's good.
Thank you.
So you're a millennial. Okay, you're 25, 26?
26, actually.
26. Okay, you're 26. So what do you think is the biggest problem that, people your generation are facing today?
Okay, I think that go through peer pressure. Something that is becoming and unbecoming in the society, and most parents have to take note, especially for teenagers. It's easier for them to feel that pressure than people who have gotten to a certain level of maturity that they can easily control the pressure that they get from around. Now, I think that a lot of us see our peers and age mates, classmates, and feel like they're at certain levels where we would have loved to be. But we forget to know that our journeys are different. We come from different backgrounds. We have different stories, and we have different journeys that we are undertaking. But then we get influenced. A lot of people get influenced by their friends, by those around them, like their beliefs they have. Other people want to change it because they feel that will make them fit into the norm of how maybe this millennials should be in the society, which is supposed to be like that. I think that every action that we carry out, it should be as a result that we decided to do it that way, and not because we were under pressure from other people. I mean, especially young girls nowadays who go through a lot of peer pressure, because my friends are getting married. My classmates have 3 children already.
Right.
I have a friend, kind of car, who has a job here, who earns this amount, but if you are working very hard, that should not bother you, because I think there is a time for everything. There's a time for everyone. And most importantly, we should always bear in mind our background, where we are coming from and how we were raised. At least that's going to help us and caution us on how to go about all of these pressures that we get from seeing other people probably being successful than we are, like we will put it. Yeah.
I totally agree. I think peer pressure actually is one of those negative factors that contribute to mental instability and also psychological instability of a lot of young people. I mean, just because the majority of your friends are doing this one thing, that you feel pressured to do the same thing, which I call is the sheep mentality. Sheep, They follow the
Yes.
flock. You know, whatever what the rest of the sheep does, you also have to follow. But in your case, you're a black sheep, right? You go the other way. Okay, you buy people, but I'm doing my way, okay? And I'm
Yes.
doing the right thing. So in a way, you know, you're full of wisdom, so to speak. You know, you're very wise in thinking, okay, well, this is the best for me. I don't have to listen to other people just because they
Yes.
think, you know, negatively of me, but this is how I feel that this is best for me. So that's good. That's good. Now,
Yes.
of course, going back to the topic of beauty pageants, even though beauty pageants have a negative connotation to some people, how do you convince them, though, that pageants is not completely negative?
Mhm. First of all, I think that most people look at beauty pageant like, okay, let's rate someone's beauty in relation to another person, you know. But I think that beauty is relative. Being beautiful depends
Relative,
on
yeah.
you
Mhm.
or me and how we describe it. And irrespective of the fact that we all look beautiful the way we are, what do they have to offer and what have they gained from this experience? I think that beauty pageants helps most of us. I will use myself as an example because I've been there. We have more resilience, we are more determined, we are more patient, we get and accept defeat gracefully and graciously, you know, like you don't say you're a failure. You say, okay, you did not succeed in this part, probably because you did not do your best, and it makes you want to work harder. Beauty pageants have come to instill in most young girls a lot of confidence and make them better go-getters. I don't think that in the past, and I think Miss World is a very good platform that instills in us work ethics. Like you need to work hard to get something, you know. I mean, look at all the amazing girls that have been coming each year, carrying out projects in their communities and continuing even after the pageants, because Miss World has made us to understand that it's not just doing this projects to win the crown, but we are doing it for the environment, for our society. So whether you get that blue crown or not, make sure that you continue in the same way that you had started. I just think that a lot of people have not had the opportunity to get a vivid explanation of how beauty pageants are because they see it from the outside. And they watch on TV and what happens, but they don't have that opportunity to follow all the girls on maybe on their social media platforms and actually see what they're doing. They just get to watch like finals and they're like, oh, she's so pretty, her dress is so pretty, why did she not win, you know? And yeah, forgetting to know that probably the other person won maybe because of her project or maybe her character or personality or how she carried herself, you know, everything in a package. So I think that it would be a good thing too to have more seminars where people are educated more, or press conferences that people are educated more about beauty pageants, and that they have to actually regard all of these beautiful girls as hard workers rather than people who just wake up in the morning, take the shower, make up to look beautiful, then go back to bed. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that is so true. That is so true. That's a beautiful answer, by the way. You know, it's you really you did a very good job elaborating all the good things about pageantry. And of course, you can only try to convince as many people as possible about pageantry, but you will always have people who are very critical and very negative, you know, which is fine. That's why you can't please everybody. But to people, to young women who actually enjoy competing in pageants, not only is it a learning experience, but it's also a journey towards becoming a better version of themselves. And you know, of course, you know, you're a great example of that because you've competed in your first pageant. You didn't do quite so well, but you didn't give up. You continued doing pageants over time and time again until you've reached the stage, the Miss World stage, and you're actually competing on world stage, promoting the cause, bettering the lives of people in your country and of course the rest of the world. So that's one thing that critics of pageants never see. So you know, hopefully that will change. Okay. Now, we all feel stressful depending on the type of crisis or situation that we experience. Now, how do you handle stressful situations, Audrey?
Okay, so so first of all, it depends on the situation. If it's something that I can sleep over, I will. But most of the times when I'm in a stressful situation, I talk to one or two people. I ask their opinions on what they think I can do, but I make sure that I do not let that situation determine my reaction at that moment, because most of the times when we act out of maybe say anger or pressure, we do not make the best decisions. I think that it's true for a lot of people. So I get to ask more questions if I'm stressed. And sometimes I just breathe in, or sometimes I keep just quiet. When I keep quiet sometimes and I'm just quiet all the way, it helps me to think better. It helps me to think of the reasons why these things are happening and how I can make it better, or someone that I think can help me in that situation. It gives me a cool head, and I can think better and react better. But most importantly, I always make sure that I don't panic so much, because
Right.
I think panic gets to instill the wrong reaction at that moment.
Yeah. Well, I think also learning how to breathe properly, like you
Yeah.
breathe in, you breathe out,
Yeah.
you relax your nerves. I mean, to me personally, that helps a
Yeah.
lot in stressful situations. Like before I logged into Zoom, I made
Mhm.
sure to breathe in, breathe out, because I don't want to look nervous when I interview my guests. So that's what
No.
I do. Like every before Zoom time, breathe in, breathe out. Drink like when I have like a glass of water right next to me. So it helps me, de-stress. So that's good.
Yes.
Now, if you could have a superhuman power, what would it be and why?
Oh, the power to instill in people the act of kindness and love. I think that nowadays a lot of people are going through a lot, and looking at the recent happenings like the pandemic and a lot more to do. I don't think that this is like the first social, or let's say hazards that has hit the population this much. There have been a lot. We have from Ebola to a lot more. And I think that due to the fact that we are prone to all of this, it's still going to happen in the future. Other stuff are going to happen. And if we are kind enough and we have enough love to share to those around us going through these problems, through these situations, and those who even get depressed out of maybe friends or families losing their lives through this kind of situations. And just, normally even there are people who have no food, shelter, water, and a little bit of kindness and love to them will go a long way to put smiles on their faces. And I mean, what is one man without the world? We cannot live as an island, but together we can live as a community, we can live as a country, and we can make others also feel that even though they do not have as much privileges as we do, but they have us. And the most important thing is, if they have us, they can always live to see the next day, and they can always have hope. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I totally agree. Like what you said, kindness goes a long way because, especially, with what's happening right now in the world, we all have different opinions
Yeah.
about the vaccine, for example, different opinions about COVID and whatnot. So rather than fighting each other, or rather than arguing with each other whether you should take this vaccine or not, why don't we just learn how to respect other people's decisions?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I feel personally, for me, I believe in the right to bodily autonomy. You have your own body, I have my own body. What's good for me
Yes.
may not be good for you, and vice versa. So I think, as far as kindness goes, definitely respect also comes into play. So that's good. That's good. So to people out there who are cruel, stop being cruel and try to be kind and respectful about other people's opinions. Okay, okay.
Yes.
Now, do you, speaking about technology, do you think technology is hurting personal relationships?
I think that technology could be helping and hurting personal relationships at the same time. I mean that a lot of things have their negative and positive sides, but it all depends on the individuals. We can either decide to let it play a negative role on our personal relationships or a positive role. Because if we look at the fact that technology is here and there is evolution in technology, there are a lot of people that are far from each other, families and friends, but then technology helps them to keep in contact.
Right.
And still through technology, we can be able to find people that we can help. We can be able to have jobs. We can be able to, you know, share and spread love, a lot of things. But again, still some people could be irresponsible, you know, to make use of technology and spread the negative side. So I believe that it depends on the individual. If you want to decide that technology is going to play a negative role or a positive role on relationships that you have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I totally agree, because you know, whatever you put out there, especially on your social media, stays there forever. So
Yes.
so before you put anything up there in social media, always think, because you never know what people might think or how they would interpret what you put on your social media. So, well, you know, I've been checking your social media, and I think I'm looking at your Instagram right now, and you post a lot of beautiful photos and images and whatnot, and
Yeah.
it's a very strong whatever you put out there in your social media reflects back to your culture, to your own country, to your own culture. So I think that's very, very good, you know. So that's great.
Thank
Yeah, amazing. Of course, we all have guilty pleasures, Audrey. My guilty pleasure is pastries. Okay, I'm trying to. One of the most difficult things I find trying to lose weight is this. When I go to a bakery and I see something that's very rich and delicious, I just buy it, and then the next day I gained like 5 pounds. Okay, lose weight. You know, for some reason I cannot discontinue liking pastry, because I love pastry. What about you? What is your guilty pleasure?
Oh, I love Pringles. I mean,
Pringles?
anything salty. Yes.
Oh my God.
Anything
That's high fat.
salty, like, yes, like potato chips, Pringles, but I know it's really bad for my health. But then I don't get to eat it all the time, because I don't want to reach a certain level where I start struggling to, like, oh my goodness, how did I get to this? You know? So I'm just like, from time to time, I really crave for it and I do eat it. And sometimes I really eat it at bad hours, like at night and watching movies. And I know it's really bad, but then I'm like, just this once.
Right, exactly. I mean, yeah, life is too short. You might as well try everything once, right? You know, so
Yes.
that's good. But I can just imagine when you were in quarantine at the hotel, what kind of food did you eat?
Oh, they gave
Mostly.
us the same, like what we had during the camping with the other girls. So sometimes rice, sometimes tomato sauce, steak, chicken, fish, you know, just that we had. And they even went, you know, extra miles to get us stuff from the shops.
Oh.
The bought us like, what do you want, biscuits? You know, I was just avoiding that, knowing that I'm sleeping the whole day, staying indoors. Getting biscuits again and eating with chocolate is just like, you know, stuffing myself with a lot of calories and doing nothing. I was like, no, I don't want. But then our chaperone still brought, you know, fruit juice and chocolate, and she's like, have it. I ended up leaving my room with a lot of snacks in there.
So did you eat? What happened to the snack? Did you take them with you when you flew back to Cameroon?
I actually wanted to hand it over to some of the girls that were still in quarantine, but then the way I left, I was such a hurry, I forgot it in the room, and it was all packed. It was all packed in a bag on the table. It just needed for me to take it, but I left in a hurry. Then we weren't sure if I was going to take off that day or not. So when they were like, Miss Cameroon, you can leave now, I was just like, okay, I'm coming. And I left it. I told my chaperone that I really forgot it in the room and I really wanted to hand it over to the other girls. And she was like, no, it's fine. It's okay.
Okay.
I said,
That's good. Now, from when you left Puerto Rico, I believe you flew to Chicago, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. How long did you stay in Chicago? Were you just for a day?
Well, it was just 2 days. I wish I stayed longer because it was like a great experience. I did a little tour. I went to a lot of beautiful places. The lights, it was amazing, but very cold,
Very
extreme
cool.
cold.
Yeah.
And I was told that that was like the warmest time in winter, that the cold had not started yet. I was like, what? They said, no, the cold has not started yet. It's just still warming up. I'm like, and I'm freezing here. I said, girl, if you were in a longer period, you would know what it feels like when it's actually winter in Chicago. But it was amazing. I had a good welcome. And
Yeah.
yeah, it
Yeah.
was
Yeah. Chicago. Yeah. The last time I was in Chicago, I believe, oh my God, a long time ago, maybe 10 years ago. And I went to one of my favorite places is the Art Institute of Chicago, one of the best museums in America.
yes.
So when you return to Chicago, hopefully when the weather is much better and warmer, yeah, try visiting the Art Institute of Chicago. They have a wonderful
I
art
will.
collection. Yeah, of American, European, African arts and stuff. So that's good.
I
Wonderful.
will.
Now, do you have any hidden talent? Let's say, like, okay, so what is one thing that we would not know about you just by looking at you? Like,
Okay. I I joke a lot, like
do
really a lot. And well, my close friends will know that, but people who do not know me feel like I have this very straight face that is just so serious, you know. Like people tell me when they see me, it's like I'm going to an office or I'm working in a bank or somewhere that you just have straight faces and they cannot tell if you're being friendly or not. But I think
right?
I've worked on I think that, I think that over the years, but I joke a lot. Yeah.
You joke a lot. Okay. Do you joke both in French and English?
Just anything. You know the kind of, have you watched Tom and Jerry before?
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
So I mean like extreme silliness, just
Okay.
being silly. Yeah.
All right. All right. So if I see you in an office and you look so serious, I would think, okay, well, this girl is really funny. So
Yes,
now,
you should.
okay. So what is your dream vacation? Oh, when I say the word vacation in American English, vacation means when you go to a destination to
Yes.
have a good time. But I know in British English, vacation means a holiday. It's like a different meaning. So I don't know if Cameroon English has the same meaning. But when I say vacation means going away someplace. What is your dream going away someplace?
Well, I think that I had it already some months ago. I mean, I went to the Maldives. It was an exciting trip, a very long one, but exciting because the water was really different from the one year,
Mhm.
like really, really blue and then green in some parts. And you could really see, the water was so clear, you could see the floor of the sea when it's not at the deepest part. And
Mhm.
the island that I went to was very welcoming. Everyone was so nice. For some reason, it felt like, when it's like they've erased all evil on earth and everyone is just so kind
Right.
and nice, welcoming. And you're like, am I still on earth or am I somewhere else?
Okay. All right.
Yeah, amazing experience. Well, I had a short time there, but I got to try out some stuff like snorkeling, like parasailing. Those are extremes, but it
Yeah.
was amazing.
So you recommend the Maldives as a vacation?
I definitely do. I definitely recommend the Maldives. For anyone who wants to go on vacation, yes. And make sure you take your sunscreen because it's quite hot there.
I can imagine. Maldives is located, I believe, in the Indian Ocean somewhere out there.
Close to the
Close to Indian Ocean. Okay. All right. Yeah. Good. Audrey, how many pairs of shoes do you have?
uncountable. I wish I could count them. They're a lot. I'm I'm a fan of shoes. Like I love shoes. I could buy shoes every day. Maybe not, I wouldn't buy clothes as much as I buy shoes, which is actually odd because I think people will buy more clothes than shoes, but I'll buy more shoes than clothes. I just love shoes, especially stilettos. Whenever I see stilettos, like, okay, I want that. And sometimes I just buy them, and just because I love them, not because I'm actually in need of a pair of shoes.
Well, you're quite tall. You're almost 6 feet tall, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So
11. Yes.
you're 5'11". So it's interesting because our good friend Hector told me once that the Puerto Rican fashion designers had a very difficult time providing dresses for you because you're so tall. So that's why they had to ask for your measurements and stuff. So, okay. So when they finally get your measurements, okay, here's her height. She's 5'11". These are her measurements and whatnot. Go make a dress for her. And they immediately made dresses for you. That's what I say about your measurements. So.
Right. I had one who sent over outfits, and I think I wore just like 3 out of maybe say 6. The others were like very short, very short. Knowing that Miss World standards is a little different, you cannot wear that kind of outfit for certain outings, Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. From shoes to friends, how many true friends do you have, Audrey?
Well, quite a handful, not many, but I don't know, maybe say 5 or 4, not many. I mean, true friends, like someone that I can call on anytime and they will respond. Yeah, probably 4 or 5.
That's about right. Yeah, that's about right. What I find it very annoying sometimes is that people whom you've never met, especially on Facebook or social media, would send you like requests to accept them as your friends. And I said,
Yes.
why would I want to accept you as a friend? We've never met. We don't know each other. You know what I mean? So let's say, right now when I look at my Facebook page, I have like 2,600 friends, Facebook friends, most of whom I've never met. So are they really friends, or are they just like online friends? You know what I mean? So I think 3 or 4, I have like 3 or 4 good friends that I can honestly call good friends. To me, that's enough. Okay. To me, I don't need any more friends. I have enough friends.
Yeah, proudest.
Yeah. So that's good. Now, have you ever been in love? And if so, how many times?
Well, probably 3 times.
Okay.
Yeah.
3 times. So. Okay. Of course, the breakups are always very hurtful, right? How did you deal with breakups?
Well, I think that we also grow mature through our experiences that we have. And when you have a breakup, you have to look at the positive side that you were incompatible, And that's why it's very important to have elder friends or elder sisters or relatives that help to guide you in this kind of things. Because I think that some people are in relationships for say, how do they say it? Just because they want to have the name.
Right.
But some people are doing it because they are looking forward to a future. So all of these things, when you're just starting out in this domain, you need someone to guide you, to actually make you understand that people have different reasons for being in relationships, and you have to define yours. That will also go a long way to, avoid you being with the wrong people or doing the same mistakes over and over. So I think that maybe the first breakup that I ever had, handling it was quite difficult. But I also have sisters that get to guide me on these things and tell me that, of course, it's going to hurt, but you have to understand that it's a journey and people will always come and go. The most important thing is make sure that you weigh if you guys are compatible or not. I mean, there could be red flags, maybe just during courtship, and you don't look at it as a red flag. But someone who is more mature and has been there before will tell you this is a red flag. And if you are continuing, then you should know that you had warning signs and all of that. So if tomorrow, for example, it doesn't work out, you don't need to freak out because then you had all of these signs showing that it was not going to work out. Yeah.
Exactly. Well, not only that, but I think, love comes and goes. It's one of those fleeting moments, like feelings. Feelings are very what is the word I'm looking for? They're very fleeting. They come and go. So just because you think you're in love with a boy does not mean that you guys are going to end up getting married someday.
Yeah.
You know, especially with teenage love. Teenage love is very, very immature, and it's so stupid sometimes. You know, like Romeo and Juliet. You know, they ended up committing suicide because they thought, oh, I could never live without you, Romeo. Oh, I could never live without you, Juliet. Like, get over it, okay? Move on. Like, for sure. So that's good. That's good that you were able to handle breakups. Good. Now, okay, here's another interesting question. What is the most embarrassing thing that you have ever done in your life, Miss Cameroon?
So there was this day, it's been like a while. There was this that I was walking and I saw someone from the back, thinking that it was one of my cousins, or let me just say my brother. And I kept running behind him and I was calling him, Valerie, Valerie, you know, I felt like he was the one on the street. I was like, Valerie, Valerie. And then by the moment I went, I touched him. I was like, Valerie, he turned and he looked, I was like, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. It was my brother. He was like, it's okay. I said, but you really look like him from behind. He was like, no, it's fine. You know, I called my brother, actually. I told him about it. I was like, I saw someone, thought it was you. I even had to scream your name while following him. And I think that called for a little attention, you know, like calling someone on the street and the person is not responding. The other people around will be like, what's happening? Why is she screaming his name and stuff? He started laughing. He laughed at me so hard. I was like, oh my, I felt so embarrassed, you know.
That's funny. That's hilarious. Here's an interesting question. What one person that you would never want to meet? It must be very, that's a very difficult question, especially for beauty queens. Usually beauty queens love to meet everybody.
Everyone?
Yeah, everyone. But name one person. It doesn't have to be a specific name, but a type of person that you would never want to meet.
Okay. So I don't know if you watched this animation, Mr. Bean. Do you know Mr. Bean?
There's a movie, Mr. Bean. It's a comedy,
yes.
right? Okay.
Yes, comedy.
Played by that British actor. I forgot his name, but yeah, I saw that movie actually. Yeah, Mr. Bean.
Actor. So that character, I don't think I want to meet that character ever. I think his degree of silliness is underrated. Yeah. Like the way he goes about the worst still is the cartoon. You know, I have my little sisters who watch the cartoon like all the time. I'm like, what do you enjoy in this thing? The way he's so silly sometimes. I ask myself, does he have a brain? What's happening? Why would someone do what he's doing? You know, that particular character, I'm not sure I want to meet them. I think that I could be very silly, but if I meet that kind of person, I just might lose the little, you know, intelligence that I
Well, his gestures, and also he makes all these weird like facial expressions. Yeah, those grimaces and stuff and everything like that. That's really, really, really you know, stupid. You know, but other than that, yeah, I would totally agree. I wouldn't want to meet that kind of person. So, Mr. Bean, if you're watching this show, stay away from me and stay away from Audrey. Okay, that's good. Now, for Mr. Bean, name two things that really, really annoy you.
Okay. Okay. So dishonesty and someone who is not on time, like indiscipline.
Okay.
So I think that being honest nowadays is very important to sever the relationships that we have with friends, families, and everything. And yes, it's true that honesty might be very difficult sometimes, looking at the gravity of the situation. But I think that's what also defines your personality and the values and beliefs that you hold in high esteem, you know. And that also gets to make the person know that you respect them, regardless of what happens. You respect their decisions, you respect their reactions, and you really do respect their opinions. That's why you can come up to them, and even though it might be difficult for you, you still come up to them and be honest about whatever it may be. And someone being very indisciplined, I'm a person that really likes to, you know, keep to time. Or if, for example, we say we have this certain thing to do and we have to be finished by this day, I try my utmost best to do my best and, be on time for whatever it may be, for whatever maybe submissions or my presence, or like if I cannot be there, I would let you know, maybe a call, a text, email that I'm sorry, I cannot be there. But then I think there are a handful of people that sometimes they have programs that they have to meet up to, and they disregard the fact that they could reach out to that person if they're not on time, or probably or they come very late, or probably they don't finish on time and everything.
Yeah, I would agree with you too. Yeah, like a lack of discipline and not being considerate about other people's time as well. I mean, I know that your time is very important. Well, so is mine. If you can't make it to our appointment, please have the courtesy to call me, text me, anything like that, and I would understand. But I don't like people who are not punctual, because time is precious. If you're, especially if you're working in the business industry, time is money. Time is money. So you cannot afford to lose one more minute, because 1 minute could mean $1,000 or $10,000, whatever. So that's good. Agreed.
Yeah.
Now, here's an interesting question. If your life were a song, what would be the title?
Well, Bittersweet.
That's the title of the song? Bittersweet?
Yeah.
Okay. Why? Why bittersweet?
Because I think that my life is not as special from any other person's before. Why I say this is that we all go through ups and downs. The gravity of what I'm going through might not be the same gravity that you have at some point in time, but it doesn't change the fact that we all have ups and downs in our lives. So there are some moments that could be, depressing and discouraging, and you feel like the world is coming to an end. So that's the bitter part. And the sweet part is when you feel like, you've just gotten to where you've always wanted to be, or you've achieved that thing you've wanted so much, or you've put smile, you've done something that has made other people. I think that some people derive satisfaction from making others happy, satisfaction from buying a pair of shoes, satisfaction from, giving a talk to people and inspire them. It just depends on your ideology and beliefs of what makes you satisfied. So why I say bittersweet is because I do believe that my life has taken a toll from maybe some negative activities to positive activities, and bittersweet because I think that I've gone through a lot that probably did make me feel discouraged, but as well as I've done a lot of things that makes me smile, and I feel like, okay, it was worth the struggle. I mean, 2 days ago, I saw a comment under one of my pictures where someone was like, please, we would like for you to open a modeling school where you'll be training models who want to be like you, if that's possible. It made me smile because I'm like, okay, they have been watching me for a while and they feel like I have that capability, that capacity to do something that will help them as well. For those who are looking up to me and who want to be models, it means that it's not that bad after all, because from the start, people thought that models, are not having that pretty image in the society, and they disregard as decent people. But if someone is giving that comment under your picture, it means that I've struggled to make an effort to wipe out that ideology from some people's minds, because of course, some people always still think same.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It is so important, to be noticed, especially by people who look up to you. And I think when we're going back to the whole idea of technology, one of the best things about technology is that sometimes it brings out the best in people. So it's great to know that there are people out there who look up to you, and then who actually encourage you to start a modeling school, in Cameroon. So that's great. So I really, really wish you the best of luck. And I'm sure you will have a very successful modeling school and a cosmetic company someday.
Thank you.
Now, all right, Miss Cameroon, why do you think you should be Miss World 2021?
So I feel like I'm on the music It's right now, the night of the finals.
Head-to-head challenge.
Okay, well, I think that I do believe that a Miss World woman is a woman of virtue. It's a woman who has a lot of positivity and who intends to inspire those around her. It's a woman who does not only carry out activities just because she wants the world to see, but because she wants those who are actually benefiting from it to have a positive impact. I do believe that a Miss World woman is someone who is considerate, who is disciplined, who has her own values, and who wants to make the world to understand that a woman is not only beautiful when she looks physically pleasing to the eyes, but also because she has something precious in her heart that she wants to offer. And I do believe that I have these qualities, and it's something that I'm looking forward to offer to the world, regardless of whether I have that blue crown or not. It's something that I believe and I wish to continue doing, because a Miss World woman is supposed to have continuity. It's not because you have a crown that you have to drop your beliefs, but when you have that crown or not, you should keep forging ahead, because the most important thing is those around you, whether you have a crown or not, and how you can impact them positively.
Mhm. Beautiful answer. Okay, Miss World, crown Audrey now. Amazing. That's wonderful. All right.
Thank you.
Enough questions. Now let's play some games.
Yeah.
I like to play games. All right. You know this game, this or that, right? You played it before, I think. Have you? So I mentioned two things. Yeah, I mentioned two things, and you tell me which one you prefer, right? Okay, let's go.
Okay.
Apples or oranges?
Oranges.
Okay. Broccoli or spinach?
Spinach.
Okay. Ice cream or yogurt?
Ice cream.
We all love ice cream. Wine or beer?
Wine.
Makeup or no makeup?
Makeup.
Makeup, yes, definitely. I'm wearing makeup right now. I'm wearing a foundation because I have some flaws. I have like some pimple right here in this area. I had to cover it, so that's good. Health or wealth?
Health. Definitely health.
All the time, I agree. Love or career, baby?
That's a difficult one, but I would go for love.
Love. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. All right. Why?
Okay, well, I think that with love, we can easily make a career. But with career, it's not definite that you're going to find love, because if you have love, you can be able to share to others. And I think that to some extent, whatever we give out, if we give out positivity, it comes back to us. What we give out to the universe is what the universe gives back to us. And I think that through love, we can have almost anything that we want, anything that we desire, and we can get to anywhere that we want to be, of course, with hard work. Yeah.
I totally agree. When you do everything with love, everything else falls into place. That's good.
Yeah.
Good. Opera or Broadway musical?
Broadway musical.
All the way. I love Broadway musicals too. Game number two. Yeah. Game number two. Would you rather? Would you rather have more time or have more money?
I would rather have more money.
I agree. You need more money right now, especially if you want to jumpstart your cosmetic company, right? And your modeling.
You got it right.
Right, exactly. So people, please invest in Audrey's business dreams and stuff.
Yeah.
Good. Would you rather know all the world's languages or speak with animals?
I would rather know all the world's languages. I think that being in Puerto Rico and looking at the fact that everyone who knew Spanish were communicating and getting along more than just English language made me to understand that if I can speak all the world's languages, imagine how amazing it would be, You don't need to get maybe to the airport and start struggling to count the English that you speak, or probably let's say, okay, I know French and English already. The Spanish, the little Spanish that I tried to learn in Puerto Rico, but if I got to know all the words, languages, you can easily communicate with everyone. And I think that a lot of things will be facilitated.
Mhm. Can you say something in Spanish right now?
Gracias.
Good enough. Good enough. Now, would you rather that no one shows up to your wedding or no one shows up to your funeral?
No one shows up to my funeral.
Okay.
Yes.
Why? Why?
Well, I believe that both of them, in as much as they are important, but wedding is a celebration of the start of another journey that we are, of course, certain about. That, okay, she is going to start a family, just like her parents did already. And at a funeral, it's like the end of your journey on earth, So we don't know how the other side is,
Right.
but on earth, everything is over. So
Mhm.
regardless of whether they are there or not, it's like they're coming to share in your sorrows, but we really do not know how those people who are dead are actually feeling when they are in there. We just assume that probably they still feel our presence and they know that we are there, cry out our eyes for them. But for a wedding, everyone is there, and you can actually see them and celebrate with them and like,
That's
yeah,
fair.
I'm getting, yeah.
Well, I guess it all depends on what you believe in, because I'd like to believe that, when I die, I'm able to look down on earth and actually see the people who have attended my funeral. Like maybe take notes. Okay, who did not show up to my funeral? I'm gonna haunt you the rest of my life or something like that. So again, be kind to everybody. If you want a lot of people to show up in your funeral, be kind to them, okay?
Yeah,
That's funny.
true.
Now,
True.
would you rather get stuck in an elevator or get stuck on a ski lift?
Elevator. I'd rather get stuck in an elevator. Rather.
Really?
In my
Oh, okay.
coffee, but I don't think I want to get stuck on a ski lift, looking down very far down and imagining that probably, the seats could probably cut and I
Ooh.
drop whatever. I will start imagining stuff in my head. I don't think I want to go through that. It's preferable to see the four walls of an elevator and just hoping that someone can be there on time.
Okay. Would you rather get a brand new car or a brand new house?
A brand new house.
We all need a roof under our heads. That's good. Over our heads. Would you rather go skydiving or bungee jumping?
Skydiving.
Skydiving. Would you rather go on vacation with friends or go on vacation with your significant other?
Vacation with friends.
Why? More fun?
Okay. I think that when they say your significant other is because you guys get to spend a lot of time together. Of course, every moment counts, but you can always, schedule that time to have alone time together on a vacation. But with friends, you are not so sure about their programs. You are not sure if you're ever going to meet maybe in the next 5 years. And you just might be taking that vacation and it might be the last one that you guys are going to be together, for a very, very long time. So that one precious moment that you can spare for them because they also make an important part of your life, then of course, why not?
Mm-hmm. Okay, good answer. Good answer. Last game, your favorites. What is your favorite color?
I wish I had a favorite color. I know it's bizarre to a lot of people because I'm a lady, and I think that most ladies have a favorite color, but I have favorite colors.
Okay.
So you have white, lemon green, navy blue, sky blue, and peach.
That's very interesting. I've never heard of anybody saying peach is a favorite color.
Yeah.
When I think of peach, I think of the fruit, So, but it's a very delicious fruit, by the way. So yeah, peach is interesting.
Oh.
Lemon green. My favorite color is chartreuse because it's like a combination of green, a bright green and bright yellow. When I see the color chartreuse, it automatically makes me very happy. So it's a
Oh,
very joyful color. Yeah. So that's good. That's great that we almost have the same color. That's great.
yeah.
What is your favorite flower?
Oh, do I have a favorite flower?
What is
Okay,
it?
the rose flower.
Rose? Okay. Any specific
Yes.
color? Lemon
Yeah,
green?
red.
Red. Okay. Not
If there was
peach. Okay.
ever
There's no
yeah,
peach
red.
colored roses. That's funny. What is your favorite perfume?
Oh, La Vie est Belle by Lancome.
Ooh. What is your favorite music?
Oh, Because I'm Happy by Pharrell Williams.
Williams. Okay. Love that song. It always makes me
Yeah.
happy when I see it. I also like
Yeah.
the different people dancing, different characters. That's good.
Yeah, it's a lot of energy.
A lot of energy. That's good. What is your favorite food?
Oh, it's a local dish of my country, Eru. So I think that people in the Western world that cook it, Cameroonians, they actually do not use because it's two vegetables combined together.
Mhm.
The Western world, they do not have what they actually cook the Eru with. That's water leaf. So I think most people use spinach to cook it with it instead of water leaf. Yeah,
Okay.
but it's a quite Eru.
Is it spicy? What is the flavor like?
Not really spicy. The main thing that you put in there is just pepper, and
Okay.
of course obstacles, a lot of obstacles.
All right, I believe you. What is your favorite non-alcoholic drink?
Oh, orange drink.
Orange drink? Is it
Yes,
like freshly squeezed orange juice
fresh.
or
Yeah,
freshly squeezed?
fresh.
Yeah. Everything fresh is best for you.
Yes, organic.
Yes, definitely. Last one. What is your favorite word?
Oh, I wish I had a favorite word.
Oh, I could hear the birds tweeting in the background. You have like birds in the background, like singing.
Yes, there are birds around.
They're cheering for you.
Yes, but I don't have a favorite word. I doubt. I'm not sure I have one.
Oh, make up something, invent one.
Oh, let me see. Okay, I get to exclaim a lot with all my G's.
OMGs.
Oh
Oh my
my G.
God. But
Yeah.
those are 3 words though. Oh my God.
Right phrase.
It's a phrase, okay. OMG. All right, good enough. Listen, darling, thank you so much for taking some time of your busy schedule to grant this interview. I've always wanted to interview you, but it was only a question of finding the right time and the right moment. So I'm very, very thankful that we had this opportunity to chat. And not only that, but this interview gives your followers the chance to get to know you better, and that, of course, your country, your people, Cameroon, must be very, very proud of you to be the first Cameroonian beauty to make the cut in this world 2021. So before I let you go, is there a message that you would like to convey to your followers and to the rest of the world?
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Of course, before you leave, I would like to tell everyone watching that make sure you always believe in yourself and go for what you want. Of course, if you have beliefs that you want to convey to the world, do not hesitate to keep working. And you might stumble and tumble on the way a lot of times, but that should not give you the opportunity, to sit back and feel like it's not working anymore, because of course it is working. And I do believe that in every place where we are in our lives today, it's a destiny and it's part of our journey. And if we see that we have been excelling somehow in this field, and no matter the difficulties that we face, we should believe that we were meant for it. What we have to do is just keep working. So never give up, and make sure that you always work hard. Make sure that you go for what you want and give in your utmost best. And regardless of the results, you have to believe, first of all, in yourself, that you are perfect just the way you are and you are giving in your best. That way you can convey that same energy to those around you and those looking up to you, those getting inspired by what you're doing.
Mhm. Beautiful words of wisdom from Miss Cameroon, Audrey Monkam.
So,
We wish you the best of luck in
thank
Puerto
you,
Rico
Prof.
in March. It's going to be, I have a feeling it's going to be a wonderful, amazing event. And I
Yes,
think I can't wait for all the girls to reunite again
me,
in Puerto Rico.
me.
You know what I mean? So I'm like, oh, hopefully. So, and also to all our Critical Beauty viewers, please follow Audrey on her journey to Miss World. I'm going to include the link to your social media accounts, your Facebook, as well as your Instagram accounts, so people can subscribe to your accounts and follow you and wish you best wishes. So,
Thank
my
you.
darling, beautiful Audrey, I'm gonna send you like virtual hug and
I
virtual,
read
virtual kisses, and hopefully you and Hector will meet in person again. Hopefully, in Puerto Rico,
Yes,
and you can practice your Spanish with him,
yes, of course.
and he can practice his French with you, whatever French he knows. So
Sure.
that's good. So once this video is up, I'm going to upload it to my YouTube channel, and I'm going to tag you so you can share it with everybody. Okay.
Thank you.
So
Thank you
thank
so
you
much.
so much, and
Thank you.
I will see you on the Miss World stage in
Yes,
March
yes,
2022 in Puerto Rico. Okay. So
yes.
thank you.
Thank
Have a
you.
wonderful day and
You
good
too.
luck.
So much.
Okay.
Thank
Bye.